was gonna grab my AirPods, but
Yeah, we laugh. It's good. But what's up, everybody? It's your girl Shay on this Wednesday, and I have Marcus Carothers with me, which is a movie film producer for Vulture City. Marcus, please let us know what's going on with Vulture City.
man, Vulture City is in pre-production right now. Chapter 4. Damn, I wish I had the AirPods, man. This is gonna be. I just want to make sure I can make sure I hear you and you can hear me.
I can definitely hear you. You good? We
Okay,
good.
cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, Vulture City is in it's in pre-production right now. Vulture City Chapter 4. This is about the seventh installment of it. I've been doing these about 11 years now, so
Yes.
yeah.
Going very strong with it. And I do remember like for the very first a Vulture one when it came out, the story behind it was pretty much like it was about an ex-con who's struggling trying to get himself together, but there's still temptations into the streets. And so I'm just trying to catch up
That
with you.
was
Is
part two.
okay, that was part two. So is part four actually leading up to complete with that being the ex-convict and still struggling with getting his life together?
I had to go a different route with it because we lost a lot of cast members to a lot of the cast members died in real.
Oh, my deepest
Yeah,
condolences.
some of the lead people. Rest in peace, Sam Jenkins. He played a cop in City of Vultures. Then we had Sam Palermo, who played the top cop in all the Vulture cities. Um, and we had um, Dove Holmes. He played my godfather in City of Vultures. We had some interest lost by some of the original cast members too. So it kind of like things got broken up. So from a creative standpoint, I had to still tell a story of the culture of
Absolutely.
South Side of Chicago, Vulture City area, but I just had to tell it from a different angle this time to keep the storyline going.
So for those who are tuning in, I'm definitely going to share the content with them. Can you just let them know where they can stream more of Vulture, any of the Vulture volumes? What can they stream it at?
Yeah, DreamTV1.com. DreamTV1.com. You can actually view everything.
Absolutely. And
Mhm.
when will it be a good time for someone, like is there a specific time? Is Vulture 4 already out?
No, it's actually in pre-production now. I
Okay.
break it up into three parts, and I'm gonna release
Okay.
the first chapter of that next week on the 24th. That's on the streaming site, DreamTV1.com.
Well, let's get into a clip of Vulture. Now, this here was just, just to go back to you in case people didn't know, Marcus has been into this industry acting for a very long time. He was the young man off of, I think it was The Kid Who Loved Christmas, and you was starting in there with Eddie Murphy. Am I correct?
Yeah, Eddie Murphy. That was his first film as a film producer. He was the producer of that film, but it had a huge African American actor and actress cast on there. A lot of famous people was in that film. I was just privileged as a kid to be able to come in and have a decent sized cameo.
And now you're privileging us with making your own movie films that's more realistic. And let's get into a little bit more of Vulture 4. Let's show a clip of it. So this is Vulture 4 for everyone that's out. You should tune in and go stream it. Wow, Marcus, these movies are definitely deep.
Thank you.
Speak TV.
That's 30 pounds of dope. $490,000 in cash. We just left their ass for $3 million.
Wow, amazing.
Can't get comfortable.
District 1 Amherst has filed a petition with the state attorney based
Oh,
on the
wow.
statement given.
We just gonna tease y'all with a little bit of it because you definitely got to tune in and catch the strings to it. And just one more time, Marcus, I definitely appreciate you. I know you are working and we are like on this time schedule, but just for those who are want to know a little bit more about you that you do are working on for like 2022, what are you doing when it comes down to more movie films and you're putting out there?
A variety. I want to, actually the whole thing is I wrote a whole lot of content during quarantine. And so, of course, I live in Las Vegas. So I just came up with the primary objective to come to Chicago and just build a film library with different types of films. So I got a film called Grandma's Hands we're putting together. It's based out of Chicago, 1985. We'll be filming that next year. I'll be actually collaborating with a bigger company to do that. Um, of course, I'll be dropping more chapters of Vulture City. I'm doing another lady film series as well. Um, I got a bunch of titles. I got a sci-fi horror called Afterlife we've yet to produce. Um, yeah, and then I'm gonna do some more writing. I like writing, so I'm gonna make sure I create some new content for the duration of 2022. I just want to film that whole year, so we'll see how that goes. So far, I've been in production now for the last 11 months. We started in September of 2020, and all the way up until today, we haven't stopped.
All
So
right.
yeah, we've been rolling. Yeah, we've been rolling. Yeah, this is like we got the 11th month.
Okay.
Still
Yeah.
cracking, y'all. And I've been in hotels here in Chicago for like the last I don't know how many months. Just making sure I'm on the front line, boots on the ground, so we can, get everything done, with consistency.
Absolutely, especially with the COVID going on, because now they're trying to shut things back down. But I definitely wanted to touch bases with it because I did see where you had couple of years ago, prior back before you started making the new Vulture, that you had shared an experience of like how you went up to the Tyler Perry studios and you have gotten some no's. So, just for to be a motivation to someone else out there, can you just give us a little bit more experience on how you can how you was able to just keep on being, pushing forward after being told no?
Yeah, this is the whole thing. It what they just didn't let me in. So it's one of
Okay.
those things, it's when you're doing it independently, when you're doing this independently, basically you have to have a corporate you have to be sharp from a corporate standpoint and creative. You're wearing a lot of hats. So pretty
Yeah.
much Hollywood and the industry is all about who you know.
Mm-hmm.
And most people um, they take the industry route, through, a plug or whatever, but for a lot of independent artists, it ain't that, that sweet. It ain't that feasible. So I pretty
Yeah.
much, I've been rejected a lot of times, you know what I mean? Like doing that same before Tyler Perry Studios, I went to LA and I was just going in, knocking on doors, all type of companies, Lionsgate, Paramount, I didn't care who it was, people yelling at me,
Yeah.
me out the door. I had DVDs trying to distribute them all over LA and, then travel the US from New York to LA selling films out the trunk all of 2011, 12, 13, 2016 even. I even did some of that in 2019, from a promotional standpoint. So it's like, when you first start out doing this, a lot of us be in the mindset that we need the industry or we need a Tyler Perry or we need somebody to
Yeah.
hook us up and plug us and all that. But after all the years work that I done put in, I ain't looking for no plug. Pretty
Okay.
much it ain't even, and it's crazy how the conversations changed. That was my conversation probably some years back. I remember that was probably 2012 when I drove up to Tyler Perry Studio. I wouldn't do nothing like that now. Pretty much, it's once you've been around doing it for a minute, you know what I mean, you kind of go through the failures of it. The failures would pretty much serve as the greatest education, with how to
Yeah.
get it done. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
all of my failures served as it. So now I'm a more of a solid company streaming site, doing everything independently. They call me for content now. I don't even have to, go knock on nobody's door.
Mm-hmm.
That's I guess from a perseverance standpoint, I didn't have that type of leeway 5, 6 years ago. You know what I mean? I didn't, but just being around and consistently doing it, the conversation changed now. So it's all
Absolutely.
about if I want to get with another company or if I want to sell my content to another network. Because really, in actuality, it's all about my network.
Mm-hmm.
Big TV. I developed that as a platform for not just my content, but other filmmakers. I wanted
Okay.
to make it so and just show people that everything ain't got to go through Hollywood. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because they set up a nice foundation and it's worth billions and billions of dollars. That don't mean it can't
Mm-hmm.
be done again. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, I had to step outside of that box mind frame.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, I'm contracting my own people.
I'm
I'm
seeing
generating,
it.
yeah, my best, generating my own revenue, best I can, and I'm comfortable with that. You know what I mean? And I'm,
So
so,
let me ask you a question, because I know you was born and raised in Chicago. Does some of that ambition, that determination, that hustler come from you being brought up in the city of Chicago, or you just got it? You created that coming along the way with creating these films and the content for your movies.
yeah, it come from that, and it also comes as Chicago really motivates me. It's a very disrespectful city. So you know what I mean? It's like black men I told no a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like to prove people wrong.
Yeah.
My ambition, I let Hollywood fuse me. The standards that people, set and the boundaries they try to set for me, all of that fuse me. That's
They
where the hustle and ambition
expectations.
come from.
Yeah.
It's like they probably do come from Chicago, like that whole mentality that I like proving people wrong.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, pretty much it definitely that's where it started. And I was in the street before. I got down. I did a lot of the dark stuff. When it come down to survival was desperation breeds mistakes. So we had to survive. So I did my thing. I hustled and all that. So a lot of it could have came from that as well. But for the most part, the real drive and the real grit behind what I do comes from how disrespectful this city is. I got a point to prove. So
Yeah.
and um and I'm gonna prove it independently.
Absolutely.
Uh,
That's the great way to go. You showing a lot of integrity for a
you
lot of
gotta talk
people.
like that. You gotta talk like that. You gotta
Yeah.
talk like that because of this here being black
Uh-huh.
and being counted out, being coming from dysfunction. They don't expect.
Or resources, because it's not a lot out there neither, especially for people who are trying to even just start them a business, get into film, or just get their self out of the environment of being stuck into society. So some people don't know how to pull themselves up. But definitely, before I get you out of here, because I definitely appreciate you coming through with the time, but I wanted to ask you, how did you even come about just creating the Vulture? Is this a story behind Marcus, or is this just a story that you can relate to in life?
Um, Originally, when I was doing a prison term, I was writing this as a book,
Okay.
and I was writing another film. I remember called Messiah or something like that. It's funny they got one now, but it was just about. I felt like when I got locked up, I had just signed a big contract. I was doing TV. I was a teenager and everything, and I really felt like when I when I got locked up, I remember I had $1 million bond. I was in the county and all that. My mindset was I was a smart kid, but
Okay.
I was in the county facing a lot of time with $1 million bond, and then I told myself I said, man, I got to tell somebody, I got to minister this pretty much because if I'm in here, how much more susceptible is a kid that wasn't as sharp and smart and all that to getting in
Okay.
some situation? So I started writing this story as a testimony, and I
Okay.
wanted to share it, with people. And that was, the original one. And of course, I dramatically enhanced it and everything, but for the most part, it resonated with so many young black boys. You know what I mean? So many teenagers like reached out to me about that. People gave me a lot of people opened up to me and became very transparent about their situations and problems because of
Yeah.
that film. You know what I mean? So that's how I knew. I don't care how dark it was, and plus my mom wanted me to write it real bad. She was a struggling heroin addict, and she pretty much wanted to tell her story in my story. So she was a
Oh,
motivational factor behind it too, and she was willing to tell all of her business in it. And I was kind of nervous about that, but she really wanted it. She died right before we produced the film, before it was released. But I've heard heroin addicts come up with this film about the story behind it, how it pretty resonated. So it's a lot of soul. That movie spoke so
my
that's why
deep
everybody built up. You know what I'm saying?
it's fine. My deepest condolences, Dad. But I definitely appreciate you stopping by. Let's be real, and just giving us the update of Vulture 4, and just what we can expect coming from Marcus when it does come down to you doing this filming. Anything you got to say to any new viewers or listeners before we definitely get out of here?
Yeah, if you set out to do anything, as far as goal related, you see yourself, you gotta actually put something into it every day. Whatever the dream is, business, family, whatever it is you're trying to build, you can't take a day off until it's done. Every day is essential.
Absolutely. And you heard it from Marcus on Let's Be Real. Thank you, Marcus. I'm definitely going to tune back in with you. I know that you are working, but I definitely appreciate you taking the time out of today. Until next time, it's been real, Marcus.
Thank you.